and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Deborah. Roll call, please, Mitzi.
Commissioner Barton? West?
Here.
Garcia?
Present.
Van Essen?
Opportunity to read through the minutes.
I did, and I move that we approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Seconded. The mover needs to click.
Oh, do I need to click? Oh, I thought once I moved, that was it.
Okay, we got it done. Very good. Director's Item of Art. Any agenda changes tonight?
No changes this evening.
Thank you. Were there public comments? Were there any public comments that came in? Now is the time for public comments. Was
Yep,
anything?
we did not receive any, and we are actually open to the public now, so we can actually host 25% capacity. So 25 people
Okay.
can locate out here if they'd like.
Okay. An easy.
So we have no email comments this evening, or
Okay, very good. Well, I'll read the meeting procedure to an empty room. So the items will come up. I will announce the item to be heard. City staff will present a report and recommendation. The chairman will then open up the public hearing. If you wish to testify, wait for me to recognize you, state your name, address, and present your testimony. The order of testimony is the applicant, those in favor, those in opposition, rebuttal by the applicant or appellant. After all testimony has been given, the chairman will close the public hearing. The commission will discuss the item. No further public testimony can be taken, except that the chairman may request answers to questions from the commission. Those actions by the Planning Commission, which are final, may be appealed to the City Council. Appeals may be filed only by the applicant or his representative, a person who's participated in the review process by submitting oral or written testimony on the application, or by attending a public hearing on the item, a person who was prevented from participating in the review by circumstances beyond his or his control. Be sure to print your name on the attendance sheet to verify you attended the hearing. Appeals may be filed at City Hall Monday through Friday. Thank you very much. Okay, Director's Item of Art.
all right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, fellow commissioners. This is our annual review of the development agreements. We do this every year about this time. It is a state requirement that we annually review any development agreements that we have with developers. And so that's what you have in front of you this evening. We do have a list here in your staff report, which is a lengthy spreadsheet of all the development agreements we've had dating back to the very first one we've done. Those are, a lot of those have expired and are listed in red on that list. We have active 10 active agreements at this time from that list here in front of you. If you would, Rob, go ahead and put that slide up, would you? There's a map of the active agreements that we have here in town, and I'll kind of step through them. So we have 10 active agreements. 7 of them are entirely residential projects. 3 of them obviously are 100% built out. 1 is currently under construction, which is Alexandria Place. There's only about 2 lots remaining in that. That's the one on the very bottom of your screen, 51. And we have 3 that have yet to be started. Those are ones that came before this planning commission at one point. Meadowbrook subdivision, Meadowwood subdivision, those are the ones located off of Fulton Avenue, kind of across from Save Mart there. We have an empty orchard, and then where the Barnwood stables are. Those projects are actively looking for builders at this point to take over those, purchase those projects and get moving on them. And then we do have the Pereira Subdivision, which actually, as of about 2 weeks ago, got annexed just recently. It was annexed into the city. LAFCO, because of COVID, was not meeting regularly, so they finally had a meeting two Thursdays ago, and it did get annexed into the city limits at that point. So you'll see that one probably starting construction sometime this next year. That's located off of North Ripon Road, just north of Bosch Drive. So those are the active, residential projects or development agreements we have. We have one that is entirely a commercial project. It is Gill Plaza. It is located out there by Missland Sports Park. It's listed as number 49 on the map. That was a 20-year development agreement at that time, which was put in place. So it's still active, has not been started, but it still remains. I think that one does expire this next year, if I'm not mistaken, in 2021. We do have one that is a mixture of commercial and residential, which is Ripon Gardens 2, which is the apartment unit, and the commercial project. Actually, within that project was the vacant parcel that you guys considered last month for the gas station and convenience market. And we have one that's not classified as residential, commercial, or industrial, but it is the Calvary Reformed Church Master Plan. The city council did actually extend that one for another 15 years. They came in front of the city council asking for an extension because they were a little bit behind on their phasing plan for that and their master plan. So that one was just actually extended this last year. So those are the 10 what we consider active agreements here. Staff has reviewed all the agreements and have determined that the proponents have generally made a good faith effort to comply with the terms of the agreements. So those are the active agreements we have. And if you have any questions, I would be happy to answer them. Other than that, I'll turn it back over to you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Ken. Questions?
Just one, hey Ken, if that thing expires, is that it? What's the process for that once something expires?
Nothing. Once they expire, they're pretty much done for. That means basically, there's a lot of protections like a developer might get in a development agreement. Like if there's new fees that would come up, they would not be subject to some of those new fees. A development agreement protects some of that. So if they have expired and there's remaining lots to be built on within a development agreement area and they have expired, then they're going to be paying all the current fees at that time.
I have a question about the, let's see, I don't know which one it is, if it's the metal wood or the metal brook. What's the,
Which one?
I guess it's the 55. Well, 56 is the
Okay,
one
so
that's.
55 is Meadowbrook.
Meadowbrook, okay. So I heard that, and this maybe is not a good time to bring this question up, I don't know, but I heard that there was a developer that was interested in building senior housing, a gated community there, and was told by the city that we wouldn't approve it. So is that?
The city's been
Valid?
approached by several developers, I think, looking at this project, both of them actually. And so if they are going to do a project like that, it would have to go through some different amendments to the specific plan to do something like of those
For it
type
to be
of projects.
gated?
Yeah.
So it's not like it's an absolute no, it's just that there's.
Right,
some-
it's a process to go through. I mean,
Okay.
staff can't tell them, they can't try to do an amendment to the plan, so
Right.
it wasn't yeah.
Because I would think that'd be a good thing to put there, you know? Senior people could just walk across the street and get the groceries and go out for coffee and, I don't know. I'd like to see something like that there. But I know we're not deciding that now, but I just thought I'd ask because you know how rumors are.
Thank you. Yes. Pretty good. Sir Michael, any questions?
In 56, Meadowwood Subdivision, is that the one where we had the canal issue?
Yeah, so that's the one, that's the Meadow Wood, and they, whenever they would develop that one, it does kind of abut right up against the canal. That was one of the requirements when that project goes, they would have to underground that section.
Oh, okay, so they're agreeing to that at this point?
It's in the development agreement, so when
Oh,
it got
okay.
approved, yes.
Okay, so if they want to get a builder out there, they're gonna have to do that?
Right.
Oh, okay, cool.
Very good. Any further questions?
So this is a public hearing, Mr. Chairman, so we might need to open it up for the public hearing and see if we have any comments, and if not, close it back down, and there's a motion in there. So what the planning commission is doing is directing staff to submit a written report to the city council saying that you guys have reviewed them and are in agreement with staff's recommendation, and we would put that report together and bring it to city council at a future meeting.
Excellent. What page is that on, Ken?
Oh, it's right at the top.
Right at the top. Very good. Thank you. So let's go ahead and open this up for public discussion. The order of testimony will be first the applicant and then anybody opposed. The applicant is the city, and you've already spoken. So is there anybody in opposition to this project? Okay, nobody I see. Ken, would you like to rebut any of the? No? Okay, good. Well, then, we will go ahead and close the public hearing portion of the meeting and go to commissioners for discussion or motion.
Well, I would move that we agree there's been compliance in good faith with the terms and conditions of all the prospective development agreements and direct the staff to prepare a written report to the city council.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Seconded by Mike. We're ready to go to vote, yeah.
No, it's not letting me click on it.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, I'm on it this time.
Very good. Motion passes. All right. Let's go ahead and move into reports. Any planning commissioners' reports?
I got one. Tomorrow at 1, the RCFD and the city council are meeting here. It'll be live streamed, or you can show up in person, or you can watch it anytime after because it's live streamed and then it's just up on YouTube. And they're basically discussing the ins and outs of maybe expansion someday or raising funds for the fire department. Now, as planning commissioners, the how and why of all that really doesn't apply, but what does apply to us as planning commissioners is how it could affect our decision-making process with future developments in town and possibly the lack of fire services. So I'd encourage everybody to, at some point, if you can make it live, wonderful, but at some point, I'd encourage everybody to at least watch that. It's gonna be headed by Chief Bitters, Chairman of the RCFD, Bryce Perkins will speak, Vice Chairman Harrison Gibbs, Secretaries Tamara Spade, and then board members Don Weaver and Matt Coltrane will be speaking. So it's pretty informative for us as planning commissioners, so I'd encourage it.
James, thank you.
Tomorrow at what time? 1, live streamed, or you can show up right here.
Excellent. Any other commissioners' reports? Ken, report from.
Do have 3 quick items for you. As you guys might have heard, your decision for the gas station project at River Road, North Ripon was appealed by the applicant to city council. So that will be going in front of the city council at their November 10th meeting for the council to determine whether they want to uphold the planning commission's decision or overturn it. Secondly, we have a project in November that's going to be coming in front of you as a commission. It is I think I might have mentioned this to you before. It's an energy project here in town. It's a company seeking to do energy storage out by the PG&E substation, which is adjacent to Flying J. There's a site over there that's got an old farmhouse on it, an orchard that'll be removed, and they want to put an energy storage project there that essentially takes energy when the solar energy is producing more during the day, and there's a excess of energy. Stores them in batteries in this energy project, and then at the end of the day, when the demand is higher, then what's being produced, it can feed it, the electricity back into the grid. So it's more of an energy stabilization project. They're starting to see some of these going on throughout the state. So that'll be in front of you guys for deliberation here at the November meeting. And lastly, I'm not sure exactly when it'll hit in front of the Planning Commission, if at all, but we did get an application for a gas station at the corner of Miljo and Arkway, here on this, right on the other side of the overpass here, directly across from the mini storage, so it'll be the northeast corner. We are putting together a proposal to do the environmental analysis on that. Along with that, there'll be some stuff that's studied with that, so the commission can make an informed choice on that project. So there'll be some legwork that needs to be done prior to it getting in front of the commission for you guys to decide. But so I don't know exactly when that's going to hit. I would imagine it's going to be after the first of the year. But those are kind of what's in the queue for you guys.
So Ken, if you're coming up the overpass coming here, is that to the right? That area right there, or to the left?
Yeah, so it's to the right. It's a longer commercial area.
Yeah.
Yeah. So be on that corner they're proposing.
Any idea how far across they want, or you guys get details about that, like how big?
Yeah, it's just, there's 3 parcels there actually, so they're taking the one that's closest to the corner.
Ken, how large is the energy storage project?
Almost 5 acres in size.
5 acres. Is there any homework you'd recommend before the next meeting?
Yeah, I mean, if you want, you can email me. I can try to get you some information on it. There's a couple projects that were done, one in Santa Barbara County and one in Oxnard that they put together. That's doing the same type of same thing basically. So it's a Tesla battery system that basically stores the energy. There's some PLCs, programmable logic controllers, that allow energy to come in, and then when it's time for it to go back out. So I think what's happening is this company's buying electricity at a lower rate. When there's an excess of electricity, they store it and then they sell it back to PG&E for a little higher rate. So that's probably how they make their profit on these things. But
So they're being put in by like a solar company, or?
no, well, and they might do solar too. I'm not sure. Noosa Energy, N-O-O-S-A, Noosa Energy. So if you want, you can email me. I can try to get you some information on it. You can do some searching on that if you'd like. And there's a couple other projects you can maybe Google and find some information on as well.
Awesome. Thanks, Ken. Anything else, directors? Ken, thank you very much. Our meeting is adjourned.